guys, welcome back to my channel. So if this is your first time meeting me, my name is Bella and I'm your favorite online fashion tutor. Okay, so today I bring good news to whoever that have been thinking about how to start their clothing brand, their ready to wear line on a budget. Yes, you heard me right. So probably one of the reasons why you've not started, or one of the reasons that are giving you headache on how to go about it, is because you don't know how to neatly finish those garments off without a serger. Remember, I said it's for those that are starting on a low budget. Okay, so today I'll be practically showing us 4 different ways in which you can finish off your ready to wear line clothes or your dresses or whatever you're making without a serger. Yes, you heard me right. 4 practical ways that you can finish off your dress, your garments without a serger. Now, let's get started. So guys, I have 4 beautiful sample pieces here and I'm going to show us exactly how to finish them off the inside seam without a serger. Okay, so guys, for sample piece number 1, I'm going to be doing what we call French seam. Okay, so the first thing to do is to open up. This is the right side of my fabric, so I'm going to hold the 2 right sides. So now, instead of right side facing each other, it's wrong side facing each other. I hope you understand. This is my right side, this is my right side, and the one inside is the wrong side, but I'm going to be sewing my right side first. You know, normally if you're sewing, if you want to join 2 seams, you're sewing the wrong side, but now I'm sewing my right side, and I'll be sewing it with a little allowance, a tiny bit of allowance. Okay, so I back stitch and I sew. Remember, I'm not sewing with my main seam allowance, I'm just sewing a tiny bit. This is my first stitch for my right side. As you can see, the tiny bit of it. Okay, now I'll turn to my wrong side. So I'll open it up. You give it a nice press. If you can still trim it down, trim it down. It depends on the seam allowance you left. If your seam allowance is small, you can trim it down so that it will not be showing when you sew the other side. But if it's up to 1 inch, you can still leave it like that. Okay, so I'll turn it this side and sew. Now this is it. So this is the inside of your fabric. This is how your fabric will look like inside. Okay, like this. It will look like this inside. Neat. When you press it, it will look so neat. Then this is the outside of your dress or your garment or whatever you're making. So this is my next sample piece. Now this is the wrong side. I'll be sewing the wrong side. This is the wrong side. The wrong side is facing me. Okay, and the right side is inside. Now I'll sew with my normal seam allowance. Whatever seam, you know, ready to wear, we don't put much seam allowance. So I'll sew with my normal seam allowance. So this is my stitch. Having done this, I'm going to raise one up, one of the seam allowance. You know, there are 2 when you join 2 fabrics together. So I'll raise one up and trim it so close. Do you understand? I'll raise one and trim it very tiny, very, very tiny. Good. So I trimmed just one. You can see it. Can you see it? So I'm left with one. Now let me show us what to do with this one. This one that is remaining, that is what you use to finish it off. You fold in. Look at what I'm doing. This is the one remaining. You fold in a little, your first folding, and you fold over again, your second folding. Now let me repeat. You fold in a little, just little, your first folding, then you fold over again, your second folding. Your folding should not pass the initial seam line. This your straight stitch here, the folding, the two folding should not pass it, because you're going to sew very close to the seam line or a little bit apart. Your sewing should not cross this first seam line. Okay, so let me do it now. I'll fold my seam first and fold over again and sew. Now this is the inside of your fabric. Can we see it? This is the inside of your fabric. This is the outside. This is how neat it will be outside, and this is the inside. The third one, this is my wrong side also. So I will sew with my normal seam allowance that I left. You open it up. This is the inside of the fabric. You open it up. You open the seams up, and you give it a nice press so that they can lay very flat for you. Now I'll bring in Tailor's Lifesavers. All these things, they are handy. You see them very small, but they are handy. So I'm using a contrasting bias. This is a bias tape. I'm using a contrasting bias tape so that we can see exactly what I'm doing, and also to tell us that a contrasting bias tape that matches our main fabric. You know, there are some colors that you can combine, like these two. Now you can combine them. It will form a beautiful inside, like it will give beauty in the inside. So let me show us what I'm talking about. So I'll use my bias tape to neatly finish my seams. So this is the first one. Remember, there's two. So this is the first one. I'll just push this part aside. Bring in my bias tape. Just pick one. I prefer doing them one so that you can open press. Just pick one of the seams. Place your bias tape on it and fold over like this. So this is it. This is one of the seam allowance. This is my bias tape. This is the outside, this is the inside. Okay, so I'll just place the tip of my seam inside, and I'll use my bias tape to fold over, and I will sew. So there is no need rushing anywhere. If you cannot do it this way, you can open up the bias tapes normal, the way you do it, and turn it. You can open it up like that. So I'll continue sewing till I'm done. So I'm done with one side. I'll go now to repeat the other side. So guys, look what we have here. I'm done, and can you see how beautiful this looks? It gives it more beauty inside. Imagine buying a dress or making a dress, and the owner opens up the inside and see this beautiful finishing. Can you see how beautiful it looks? So you can actually use a contrasting bias to do this. A contrasting bias that matches the fabric. So you can actually use a contrasting bias to do this, and it will look so neat and beautiful. One, you've achieved neat finish, and two, you've added more beauty to the inside. So look at the outside, give it a good press, and when you open up your fabric, ta-da, so looking beautiful. Can you see? So now we move over to the fourth one. So we'll move over to the fourth one. This is my sample fabric, and I have this. This is called pinking shear. It's a form of it's in form of a scissors, but with decorative edges. Okay, you can call it pinking shear in the market, or you can tell them to give you zigzag scissors. Okay, so this is what we'll be making use of. So I'll go ahead now to sew my seam allowances down. Having done this, I'll come in with my pinking shear. So you just cut, give it a clean cut. So this is what we have. So you do it very well, it will be neat. So I'll go now to give them a very good press. All these sample fabrics, I'll go now to give them a very good press and show us what we've achieved today. So beautiful people, this is what we have, our sample fabrics. So this was the first one that we sewed the right side first and turn it over. It's actually called a French seam, and you see it mostly on jeans and heavy duty clothes. Okay, even this one, I think I've used this one to sew my kiddies. If you've watched the video, you will see the kiddies pants or joggers. I can't remember the one I used this method for to finish the crouch area. Okay, and this is my favorite. I love this, and I'm actually going to say pink dress because of this. I love how the inside is looking. It's looking so cute and beautiful. So you can see it, see the outside, and this is the inside. It's the inside for me. Now lastly, this is with our pinking shear scissors. Okay, and this is what we have. So dear soulmates, with this there is actually no reason whatsoever should the inside of your clothes be looking rough and unkept. With these beautiful 4 ideas, especially for those in ready to wear section, no reason should, I repeat, no reason should your garment or your dress or your top, whatever you're making, no reason should it not have a neat finish even without a serger. So guys, if this video was helpful, kindly subscribe to my channel, like this video, share it, comment, drop your comments in the comment section. I want to know our opinion. Did you like the video? Did you find it helpful? Okay, and I also like to know what kind of videos you would love to be seeing on my channel. So until we meet again, I remain your favorite online tutor, Bella. Bye.